Okay, and so in this video, we are going to be talking about cluster bar graphs. So you're going to make a cluster bar graph when you have more than one variable that is being represented on your graph. So I'll talk more about specifically what that means here in a second. Again, you're going to create a cluster bar graph for those. This type of graph has two or more bars that are attached to each other to represent each of those variables. So like I said, I'll talk about this more in detail in a second. So for these, you have to have a key for these to show what how the different variables are being represented. Okay, so if you want to take out this thing. Okay, so you still need your title. And then you still need your, so this right here would be your label for your scale. And then here's your scale itself. So a lot of it hasn't really changed yet. And then you still need a label for your categories. Okay, so the thing that is different is that this is the key that they were talking about. So you need a key. So just like the regular bar graph, all of your bars must be the same width. So that talking about like this right here is the same as this bar's width. And then all the spaces between the clusters are the same. So this right here is a cluster. So the space in between your clusters all have to be the same. Your clusters, those bars are going to be right next to each other, so you don't need spaces in between those, but each individual cluster should have some space in between it. Okay. Okay. So here we're going to make a favorite subject cluster graph. So we've got all these different subjects, and both male and female. So when you're creating your title, it should kind of include your different things in it for what you're making your key for. So in this case, that being, so this is your favorite subject. And then that's based on your gender. Okay, so the highest number listed here is 6, so we don't need to make it any higher than 6. But this time, it's a little bit harder to kind of gauge how many spaces that you're going to need. So you'll need 1 at least for each of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, no, you don't have to count the zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 across, and then we need 1 in between each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 and 6 is 16. Okay. So we need to make this 16 centimeters long. And let's put our dots at each one. Okay, and then our highest number was 6. So let's just make it 7 tall just so that we have a little bit of space above it. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is the number of students. Okay, so then let's go ahead and let's make our key. So our key, again, is based off of gender. So we are going to have a male and a female. So the blue boxes are going to be the male, and the pink ones are the female. So when you're making your key, either you can do colors like this, or you can do like different kind of patterns. So like one striped, one polka dotted, if you don't have colors at home or wherever you're doing this assignment. Okay, so then down here are the different subjects. So if we start with math, so math for males was 1 and females was 1. So if I go ahead, above math, so you can either make your lines with like a pencil and then color them in, which is what I'm going to do, and then color, or you can just kind of color as you go. So males was 1 and female was 1. So now I'm going to leave a space in between. And then the next one is English. So we didn't have any males that liked English, so we don't have to put a bar for males at all. So for females, it was 3. So okay, so then I'm going to skip one, and then the next one is social studies. And again, we didn't have any males, and we had 2 females this time. So the 2. Okay, then we have science, so we're going to skip one, and then science. So science, we had 1 male, okay. And then we had 3 females, so that should go right next to it. So these lines are going to kind of overlap like this. My pen is dying. Okay, so males were 1. And then females were 3. Okay, gym. So we'll skip one, and then we've got gym. So that was 6 for males. And then 3 for females. So males were 6. And females were 3. Yes, 3. Okay, then computers. So we didn't have any females this time, so for males, that's 2. And then last, we'll skip one, and then that's art. And we don't have any males, but we have 2 females. Okay. So, now you could have kind of flopped this information. So, meaning that your key was for all the subjects, and then so you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different kind of symbols or colors over here, and then you only would have had 2 clusters, the males and then the females. So you could also do it that way. So when you're going through your homework and it's not distinct, maybe as implied as this, if you flip-flop it, just know that that's okay that you do that, because you could interpret it a different way. Okay? But if a number is 0, then you don't have to include that as a part of your cluster, and just know that you should be the same. So it should always go males and then females. Now, this doesn't have any males, so it was just females, same thing here, but males and then females. It wasn't flip-flop, so it should always go in the same order if all of the data is represented for that category. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions, but you should be able to do that entire first section of the homework. Okay, have a great day.